in your path if that's what it takes.
Hello, everyone.
Godzilla 2000 versus Endgame. Monsters fight!
Yes, it's my face. Hello. What did you do yesterday? Played Godzilla Save the Earth. Gotta try to find the other G cells. There it is. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Do the. Yes, this is a fresh save. This is. I have no unlocked monsters. I have nothing. Yeah, we just need to be fighting in Osaka. Then it would be Godzilla raids again. Yeah, Jurassic Kaiju. I think I've heard that somewhere too. That they're originally going to have more of a story. That explains why there's these weird on the rails systems in the adventure mode, and a part where you like fight UFOs to protect the building for some reason. Yeah, I know some people like Godzilla raids again, but I just find that movie to be very dull. But if you like it, good for you. Aw, poor Anguirus.
Godzilla 2001. You win.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that where you could play as Mogera in the story mode too. Thank you, Marshall Kaiju 98.
Godzilla 2000 versus Gigan. Monsters fight!
Come on, let's do Beam Clash. Beam Clash. Ah, I keep doing the wrong one. See, that's one of the upgrades I like about this over Melee is Beam Clash. I remember when I played that game as a kid, I even thought, you know what, this game make this game better? Being able to clash beams like in the old movies. And then they added it, and it was glorious. I think Destroy Monsters Melee is a bit more polished than this game. But I mean, this game's basically the same thing as Melee, just with more monsters, so I tended to prefer this one. Ouch. This is ridiculous. That's such a big building to pick up. No, those are mine. Ow. This is the PS2 version on an emulator. Wow. I hope your day's gone well too, Charles Sug, however you say that. The name of the emulator is EPSX2, I think.
Godzilla 2000 versus King Ghidorah.
My favorite monster in this game?
Monster fight.
I always liked Baragon. He's so fast. If I remember correctly. I like that he can run and breathe fire at the same time, because none of the other monsters can do that. Also, I think I'm playing this on easy mode, which is why it's so easy. Favorite rage attack? I don't even remember them all. Except the ones from Melee, because I played that recently. That was another thing I liked about this game over Melee, is it had Mothra in it. She was a notable absence in the first game. So I was glad to have her in here. And I love that she could actually start in her larva form and transform into her adult form. That was pretty cool. As an addition, and here is King Ghidorah can transfer his energy into life. Kaijusaurus, does my voice sound familiar? Here we go. Do I prefer the original cut of Godzilla 2000 or the American re-edit? After having seen the Japanese version for the first time, the American version. Ugh. I always remember this part being super annoying. Where's that energy thing? There it is. It is like Mars Attacks. Godzilla would have made that movie better. There we go. I think there's only one left. No? Okay. No! Thanks. Stupid stray rocket. Ugh. There we go.
Godzilla 2000 versus Megalon. Monsters fight.
Beam struggle! I'm doing just dandy, Xavier. How you doing? Yes, my real name is Brandon Jacobs. No, no, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Do it. Not that. There we go. I am playing this on my computer, but it is the PS2 version.
Godzilla 2001. You win.
Yes, I am more than just a disembodied voice. I figured it was about time.
Godzilla 2000 versus Rodan.
Whoa, Rodan didn't even wait for the guy to say fight. That's a cheap shot. Yeah, the emulator is EPSX. And I don't remember what website I got, and I just googled Save the Earth ROM. Beam struggle! I feel like they made it so you can pick up bigger buildings in this game compared to the first one. Yeah, I do plan on reviewing the Kong films, but I'm waiting until we get closer to Godzilla vs. Kong, kind of like to play into the hype. So don't worry, those reviews are coming.
KO. Godzilla 2001. You win.
Hold on just a sec. Whoa. I don't know if I like that. Ah.
Godzilla 2000 versus Baragon. Monsters fight.
Aw, look at Baragon. He's so cute. Ow. I just slap you with my tail. What would I like to see in the next Godzilla game? I actually want something other than a fighting game for once. I want like a nice meaty campaign with a good story. But I plan on making a video about that at some point. I like it's just a random like old time ship sitting in the harbor here. Have you seen the Godzilla VR game? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the Shin Godzilla one that came out a while ago? I wanted to try that because I do have a PSVR, but it's only in Japan. That's what I love about Baragon. He's got those nimble little moves. He's such a he's like a gymnast. Come here, little fella. Ooh, he revealed some G cells. What the? Where'd it go? Inspector Who Reacts, are you talking about that Shadow Above the City game that's only in Japan? I forget the name of it.
KO. Godzilla 2001. You win.
15,000 destruction points.
Get ready to crumble.
Always remember in this, I just tried to pick up as many buildings as possible and throw them into the most densely populated places. Like right there. Yeah. God, you can pick up like every building in this game. Oh, jeez, overshot that. Did I get the points? No. I still got a ways to go. Crap. That was pretty good. What was that? Yeah, we can do this. Come on. Ooh, nice. Yay, we did it. Good job, everybody. I've never played Godzilla Unleashed because I never had a Wii. I could play it now on an emulator. What you got against the Transamerica building, Kaijusaurus? Godzilla Domination on Game Boy Advance? Nope, never played it. Even though I could've, but... Brandon Star, I have played Godzilla Destroy Monsters Melee. I even have a playthrough of it on this channel. Least favorite Godzilla monster? Well, we're gonna play it real. The giant condor. For obvious reasons. Thank you, Henrique. Greetings from the USA. I've watched ETN many times before. I haven't seen his Mechagodzilla video though. What's funny is I actually wrote an outline for a Godzilla sequel to 2014 and it had Mechagodzilla in it. I may decide to share that at some point. Mothra! Stop it! Stop! Ebera is a pretty lame one too. I mean, he's just a giant shrimp. Gabara. I don't even know what he is. I don't think audiences would laugh at Mechagodzilla. It just depends on how you do it. Like in my version, I had them build it on the skeleton of the old Godzilla corpse they found at the beginning of Godzilla 2014. I think if you did it that way, that would be realistic enough. Plus, it's a callback to Kiryu, so. Oh, I forgot. Mothra gets a whole life bar back when she comes as an adult. It's pretty powerful. Stupid bug. Oh yeah, I watched Cinemaster's Godzilla-thon. I remember when it came out with that. That was in 2008. Over 10 years ago that he made that series. I loved Monster Madness. I always looked forward to it every year. Okay, Mothra's kind of winning. Here we go. Stupid bug. She knows exactly when I'm gonna do my heat beam. Can I say Destroya like James Rolfe? Well, give me a second. I have to beat Mothra first. Ah. Is that it? Okay, here we go. Destroya!
Godzilla 2000 versus Orga. Monsters fight.
My arch... Oh, beam struggle. What do I think about Mothra, Leo, Rainbow Mothra? I actually haven't seen those movies. I plan on reviewing the Mothra movies too. Godzilla villain death most satisfying. I win. Orga lifts so much he only needs one hand or one arm. That's true. The two monsterverse Godzilla movies do have very satisfying deaths. I don't know. Orga's death was pretty satisfying. Godzilla just sticks his head right down his mouth and blows him up from the inside. It's pretty smart. Ow. Ow. Oh, you took my G cells. Fine, I'll kill you with a beam struggle. Oh god, no. Boom. I've seen a little bit of Monster Island Buddies, but I haven't watched like through the series or anything. I need 60,000 and I got 48.
Greetings, pathetic earthlings. I am Morticia, queen of the Vortex. Your
I like how
scientists
cheesy they made this opening right here.
DNA and have encapsulated its incredible power in the form of G cells. I must have these G cells in order to create the ultimate monster. Fly, my pretties. Find the G cells and bring them to me. Destroy everything.
Fly, my pretties. A-list celebrity like to see in the Monsterverse? I don't know. I like the cast in King of the Monsters. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I like seeing Charles Dance as the villain. He's not A-list, but I've been a fan of his work since I saw him in Alien 3. When I heard Toto's roar, yeah, I was actually it wasn't Toto's roar, it was just Gamera at the beginning of the movie. The first time I heard the roar, I was like, "What? Why does he sound like King Kong?" Because apparently that's the roar from King Kong 76. I just do not understand why he sounds like that in the movie. Apparently it's a rights issue or something, which I don't understand. How do you have the rights to the character, but not the roar? The new Bat Titan, I only saw the one picture of it. There really isn't much to say it yet at this point. Although it does remind me of the Bat from Godzilla the series. I love that kick. He's like a ballerina. I like how the rock angers and there's like no sound at all. Ooh, G cells. I saw Last Action Hero when I was really young to the point where I couldn't tell you anything about it. But I do know Charles Dance plays the villain in that movie. Ooh, more G cells. You know, I actually like the classic Gigan design more. Not that I don't like the 2004 version, but I think he's a little too, I don't know, metallic looking, I guess. Well, thanks for the super chat, Mando Man. What's my favorite Godzilla design? It's the early Heisei design, specifically like Biollante through King Ghidorah. I do plan on getting the Criterion set. I already have it pre-ordered. In fact, I just got an email from Criterion saying that it's being packaged, so should be getting it next week. Pretty exciting. I'm actually more excited for like the packaging because I like good packaging for movies. It's one of the things I don't like about the digital era is not having the cool packaging with the awesome artwork. It doesn't like a good box set. I mean, I'll play War of the Monsters if you guys would like me to. I mean, I got the emulator so I can play it. I also could buy it on the PlayStation. Do I think Iris is the most evil Gamera villain? I don't know, because Iris is a very like kind of blank slate monster. Like you don't really know what's going on underneath the facade. Do I think the MonsterVerse will continue after Godzilla vs Kong? I'd like to think it. I hope it does. From what it sounds like Toho and them are happy enough. Like it could be doing better, but they're happy enough to keep it going. But I do think the performance of Godzilla vs Kong is gonna be kind of the deciding factor. You know, to determine like what happens next. Wait, I was coming over here for the G cells. What if Godzilla loses to Kong? Oh well. It depends on how it's done. And I can't pass judgment on it until I see it. Do I think Angus will ever be in the MonsterVerse? No, I do not. The only way that could possibly happen is if the series does so well financially that they're just Toho's just like, yeah, use whatever monster you want, and then a director or writer's like, I want to use Angus, and I just don't see those two outcomes happening. Ow. Unfortunately, not enough people love Angus. He's just too obscure. Do I think critics were paid to give King of Monsters bad reviews? I don't believe that. I do. There is media influence in reviews in a sense that they like bring the critics to the premieres and they schmooze them, and it kind of creates some incentive to give a more favorable review to the movie. That's true, but do I think they're being outright paid? I don't think there's enough incentive in them to do that. And in King of the Monsters case, I think it's just Godzilla movies have never been critically lauded movies. Ever. And I don't, there's very few exceptions. And King of the Monsters in particular is very Godzilla-like in terms of its plot and how silly it is when you really get down to it. And it's an acquired taste. A lot of critics probably, and to be fair, the movie isn't the most, like, if you're not into that stuff already, it's gonna be not that interesting to you, I guess I could say it, because I know some people that saw the movie and they're like, it was fine, but if you don't already like that stuff, you'll probably be kind of bored, you know. But that's always been the case. I know a lot of people that were bored by Godzilla movies, so. Oh my God! Stop. Oh, that was a beautiful moment. Rodan just flew into that uppercut. It was beautiful. Here, have an airplane. Here, have another airplane. And let's be fair here. If you don't like Godzilla already, think about it from somebody who doesn't like this stuff already. You're watching King of the Monsters. Are there characters, like, good characters to latch onto? Not really. I mean, they're okay, but they're not super deep. And most of them are just mouthpieces for the plot. Let's be honest. So if you're not already into the plot, then you're gonna be bored. If the monster stuff doesn't do much for you, then you're gonna be bored. And the Marvel movies, as much as spectacle as they do have characters in them, and characters that have been around through multiple movies. Godzilla movies don't have that. Only of the few, like Serizawa. And even then, between 2014 and King of the Monsters, we don't really know that much about Serizawa. Like, you have to read the comic books to kind of get a better understanding of his backstory than the movies. And that's another thing. Shin Godzilla was critically acclaimed. I don't remember what its Rotten Tomatoes score is, and obviously that wasn't a wide release, so it doesn't have like hundreds of reviews like King of the Monsters. But I think, if I remember correctly, it's got like an 80 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. And remember, 2014 has a 70-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good.
Get ready to crumble.
Okay, gotta concentrate one at a time. Yeah! Oh my god, the stupid military. Godzilla was in Marvel Comics. I actually have a couple issues my mom bought for me when I was a kid. At like an antique shop. She also got me a Shogun Warrior Godzilla figure from that shop. Hey, no budget nerd. Good morning. Nice to see you here. My favorite Millennium Godzilla film, GMK. I think that's most people's favorite. I've been good, Derek. Thanks for asking. Been using this time off to kind of take a break and also plan things out ahead. So I have some nice breathing room to put videos out in the future. Because let me tell you, not that it's impossible or anything, but if you're trying to work on a video, you know, if it has to be out in like a week, you know, it's not fun to try to, you know, work under that kind of pressure. So I'm trying to make it so that I got nice breathing room where I can work on videos, you know, a couple videos ahead of time. So that's what I'm doing now. I might decide to start releasing like schedules for like the month or so you guys know what's coming up. Did you just take my Godzilla cells? Do I collect Godzilla toys? No, although I did get a Godzilla 2019 SH Monster Arts for my birthday from my friend, which I didn't expect at all. So I have a couple, but I don't collect regularly just because it's not really my thing. They are cool though. I guess let's say if I had a lot of money, maybe I would. Let me get my Godzilla cell. I have seen Godzilla vs. Gamera on Death Battle. Godzilla wins, which we all knew would happen. Oh. How am I not hitting him? Jesus. Aragon took that laser like a man. Good Godzilla voice actors? Do you mean like dubbing or from animated series? I think most of the people in Godzilla the series were pretty good. The guy from Sharknado played Nick Totopoulos. Darn. He did. Oh. How could Godzilla be in Super Smash Bros? He's ginormous. And up for Lips review of Godzilla Planet of the Monsters. I did 2 reviews of that movie already. My initial impressions and then the official review. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. Megalon, chill. Oh my god, do it. Yeah, I reviewed the whole anime trilogy. You know, I'm surprised that so many people don't like Planet Eater. I think that's easily the best of the 3. Beam Clash! Well, do I know what movies I'll be reviewing when I come back? I do. It's one of the reasons why I took the break, so I could kind of create a schedule to know exactly what I'm doing. It helps to know what you're doing instead of winging it. That's what was nice about reviewing the Godzilla movies. There's so many movies that I knew exactly what I was doing for like almost a year. Curses. I don't know where you were throwing that guy again, but you missed. My least favorite Godzilla film, I'd probably say Raids again. Atragon is on the list of movies that I plan on reviewing at some point. Because I've never seen it.
Monster, fight!
Why do I think Mothra has the best success rate in defeating Godzilla? Because she's popular. And she's the most virtuous monster of them all. And you know, all good characters have to win. You know, that's just basic storytelling 101. Unless you're specifically telling a dark story, the good guy usually wins. I have seen Endgame. I saw it in theaters. I mean, I originally wasn't going to, but I was invited, so. I'm not a big fan of the Marvel movies. They're fine. I liked Infinity War a lot. Endgame, I thought, was basically a giant clip show, like you know, look back at all the movies, best of type, which I get. That's how a lot of finales to long form stories are, but like if you're super invested in the characters, it was probably really entertaining. But as somebody that's just kind of apathetic about it, I found most of Endgame to be meh. Infinity War, on the other hand, was a lot of fun. I liked that movie a lot. And I do like the. I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but I did see the first one. I like the movie a lot also. Just because I like. There's not a lot of science fiction adventure movies out there, so I like it for that. It's just so weird. And I have seen Joker. That was good. Although in my mind, Heath Ledger is still the best Joker, and Dark Knight is still the best Batman movie. When did Godzilla beat God? Is this like a comic I haven't read?
Get ready to crumble!
Thanks for the super chat, movie fan, oh boy. Fan OB. Okay. I pick things up, I put things down. I pick things up, I put things down. What are my hopes for Godzilla vs. King Kong? That it's awesome. That's all I can hope for. Isn't that all any of us can hope for? That's awesome. It's gonna be the first time Godzilla and King Kong have fought since 1962. It's the rematch of the century. Thoughts on Batman Mask of the Phantasm? It's a good movie. It's like probably the fourth best Batman movie after the Nolan trilogy. Because after Batman Begins came out, and I became like a big fan of Batman in general. I remember watching a bunch of the animated series, including Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, I think it's really weird that this movie is like 6 months away and we don't have a trailer. Like, what is up with that? I'm not usually an alarmist or anything, but I just think it's strange. Thank you, LSSJ Broly. It's very generous of you. If Godzilla can escape hell, then wouldn't he win a fight against Cthulhu? I don't know. Maybe. Wow, overshot that. I got 20 seconds to get 15,000. Come on! Yeah. Do I want to play Godzilla Generation Maximum Impact? I do have... Wait, no, I don't have the ROM for that. Oh my god, stop. Why do the fights start before the announcer says fight? You think the trailer for it might come out November 3rd? See, I don't think most studios kind of play to that stuff. Like, we're gonna release the trailer on the anniversary of Godzilla. You know what's funny about that though is they released the Blu-ray for King of the Monsters on the anniversary of Hiroshima. It's like, oh my god, like that's just bad timing. You know, now I think I remember the trailer for 2014 didn't come out until December, and that movie came out in May. I remember we were all like, where's the trailer? This movie's coming out really soon. Where's the trailer? But King Kong's coming out 2 months earlier than 2014, so the trailer should have been out by now. The Star Wars trailer came out on Carrie Fisher's birthday. Coincidence? Probably not. That negates everything I just said. I mean, you know, Disney, they like to pull the manipulative emotional strings, so that's not surprising. Beam struggle. Do I plan on reviewing the Jurassic Park movies? I just don't consider those to be like giant monster movies. I did, if you head on over to my other channel, I did do a Jurassic Park kind of retrospective video. Alien Predator films, again, on my other channel, it's just my name, Brandon Jacobs. Um, I made like 3 or 4 Alien videos on that channel, and one on Alien versus Predator. Thoughts on Jurassic World? Like, okay, so Jurassic Park is the best movie ever. The Lost World, I grew up with that movie, so I always like that movie, even if I acknowledge its faults, like dumb characters. But I still like it. Jurassic Park 3, super disappointed by that when that came out because they killed the T Rex within like 2 seconds, and I hated it after that. I hated the Spinosaurus. I hated how the movie had like no plot except we're on an island. Ugh. Jurassic World, um, kind of dumb, but it's fun. It kind of captured the feel of the first movie for me. It played with my nostalgia, so I think it's fun. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I know a lot of people like that movie, but I thought the first half was a truncated Lost World, and the second half was just them in a mansion. Like I just didn't find it that interesting. And I'm sick and tired of the, the genetically engineered combination dinosaur. Like they played that trick twice now. It's already played. And in fact, the it's Indoraptor, is that what it's called? Is less interesting than the Indominus Rex. Now, I am interested in Jurassic Park 3 or Jurassic World 3 because they are bringing back the trifecta human characters. But, and at first I was skeptical because they brought Ian Malcolm back for the Fallen Kingdom and he has like 30 seconds of screen time. Like, that was such a publicity stunt. But apparently, they're all three of the three main characters, Grant, Sattler, Malcolm, they're all going to be back in substantial roles. So that has got me more interested in it. So I hope it's good. Let's see if we can unlock some monsters. What kind of music do I listen to? Mostly it's video game and movie soundtracks. Like I actually don't listen to a lot of like traditional music. I mean, I have some, and every once in a while I'll turn on Pandora or something, but usually it's uh soundtrack music. Like the Joker movie that just came out. I'll listen to that music. Or like, I've actually been re-listening to the Dark Knight trilogy soundtrack recently. It's one of the reasons why that trilogy is so amazing. The music's so good. Do I ever consider showing my Blu-ray DVD collection? Maybe. I mean, it's not super expansive. I mean, it's decent, but it's not, shelf upon shelf of Blu-rays and DVDs. Favorite Godzilla spine design? I like the old school traditional spines. I actually really like the King of the Monsters spines. Like I got the SH monster figure. Those are good spines right there. Yeah, the Godzilla series has good music. Even when Akira Ifukube is not doing music, it's good music. Like I think the only movies that have like bad soundtracks are like Hedorah and Megalon. I forgot the name of the composer, but his theme in those movies is really obnoxious. Best atomic breath blast. I think GMK's is pretty good. Like GMK's atomic blast is so powerful. Like you feel the impact with that one.
Godzilla 2000. Monsters, fight!
I kick you. I've seen Godzilla 2014 versus Shin Godzilla. Oh yeah, that animated video. Yeah, it's really good. I'm glad that video is getting as many views as it is. Because animation is hard enough as it is, and animation being an animator on YouTube, it's tough business. Favorite actor from the Godzilla films? You know what? I'm gonna say a really oddball one and say that the guy who played the commander of the simians in Mechagodzilla. I think he's deliciously evil, especially the American dub. How are your videos cringy, crazy chopstick? Do you do like stop motion animation or you do like computer animation? Hand drawn animation?
Monsters, fight!
Do I ever read Godzilla books? I did when I was a kid. I read the Mark Saraceni books. Oh yeah, you can use this as a bat. Look at his attacks don't even register to King Ghidorah. He's just like doesn't even flinch. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Why are they called gravity beans? I'm not sure. Because they take gravity and they convert it into energy. I don't know. Somebody out there knows. Aragon getting whooped. Now, is this Leviathan Kaiju? Like, are you talking about the MonsterVerse? Is this like one of the little Kaiju, the little blips you see on the maps in the movie? Because I don't remember, like, I remember Behemoth and Scylla, but I don't remember Leviathan. Favorite YouTuber I'd recommend? I'll just say Red Letter Media. Those guys are the best. Take my wind.
KO. King Ghidorah has won. You win. Get ready to crumble.
Come on, pick up a building. Pick up a building. What was that? Oh my god, that was awful. Do I think Godzilla will have another redesign in Godzilla vs. Kong? If it does, it'll be probably more subtle than even this one was. Oh wait, this is different. I literally just realized that this isn't 15,000 score. This is I gotta do 75% of the city. Whoops. It's probably good if I read. Reading's good. Anybody reading any good books lately? I don't think I'm doing this. Ooh, A Song of Ice and Fire. That's like my favorite books. Oh well, I fail. Sophie's World? I've never heard of it. Or maybe I haven't, I just don't recognize it. Hold on now. Dragon Breath. This sounds like a fantasy series. You sneaky. I just got hit by the building. What do I think of the Kevin memes from King of the Monsters? They're kind of funny, but honestly, I think they're a little overplayed. But that's memes for you. Like, he's not even portrayed as being like that dumb in the movie. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. Thoughts on the Rise of Skywalker? It looks fine. Bringing old Pelpy back. Cause, you know, gotta please the angry fans. It's like, well, we killed our bad guy in the second movie. Oh, what do we do? Bring back the old bad guy. The one that was already dead. What Godzilla movie would I want a sequel to? Well, I mean, most of them got sequels. Like, I kind of, by default, have to say Shin Godzilla. It's like the only one that never got a sequel. Or it probably isn't going to get a sequel. That being said, I don't think it needs one. Some things should be left alone, and I think Shin Godzilla is one of those movies that should be left alone. What if I met someone who doesn't like Godzilla? I've already met lots of people like that. That's nothing new. It's never malicious or anything, it's just... most people are just not interested. What got me into film analysis? It's just something I've always done. I've always liked movies. It's like my go-to thing when I was a kid. I watch them over and over and over again. Like, I have sequences of Jurassic Park memorized in my brain because I watched it so many times as a kid. And I did take a couple of film classes in college. It wasn't like a major or anything, just a few. Did a presentation on the original Alien. One of my partners did no work at all. He was just showed up the day we did the presentation and was like, yeah, read the PowerPoint, and that was it. Oh my god, Jesus. If I had the chance to make a Godzilla movie, would I do it? I mean, it's kind of intimidating. I don't think I have the skills to do it. And when you've done enough presentations in school, like you get used to the slacker. Like every group presentation has the slacker. It's the archetype for a reason. You know, it's the guy who skates by and just lets most people do the work. Like we know they're there. We deal with them even if we don't like it. I majored in philosophy. I mean, to be honest, part of the reasons why I went for that was because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And the other part of me was interested in it, so I was just like, I'll do that. What do I think of the Alien franchise as a whole? I like the first three. I know a lot of people don't like Alien 3, but that was actually the first movie I ever saw, the first Alien movie I ever saw. And I think the director's cut, or not the assembly cut, is a very underrated, flawed, almost masterpiece. Like, I really like that movie. So I think the first three are great. I think Resurrection is hated on too much. You have to look at it as like a black comedy. And if you look at it that way, it's fun. And then the AVP movies are, the first one is kind of neat, but also very underwhelming. And Requiem is trash. And then the Prometheus movies are interesting, but also disappointing. Whoa! Did Jurassic Park make me want to go into paleontology as a kid? Oh yeah. I was like, that's what I'm gonna be when I grow up. I'm gonna be a paleontologist. That didn't happen. And as for the Predator movies, I like the Predator movies. I like Predator 1 and 2. Predators is actually pretty decent as well. But the Predator is entertaining, but some of the ideas in that movie are just really dumb. like the predator's gonna like kidnap an autistic kid because it's a superpower. Like that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And it's written by one of the guys who was in the original Predator. Yeah, Agent Decker, I used to play AVP2 on the PC all the time. Like I played the multiplayer on that for hours when I was a teenager. No, he's too far away. And you know what? I don't really like Iron Man 3 all that much. I thought the movie that movie was very dull. None of the Iron Man movies are very good except the first one. Iron Man 2 and 3 are pretty meh. We're doing two of these? Ugh. Yeah, my problems with Prometheus are with that movie is that it was obtuse to the point of absurdity, and then with Covenant, my problem is that it totally like demystifies the alien. That was my fear, and Covenant proved my fears correct. Oh yeah, you can pick up buses in this game. Thanks, Minute Rice. Take it easy. Do I ever think there could be a rated R Godzilla film? I mean, artistically there could, but financially, I don't think Toho has any incentive to make a rated R Godzilla movie. I don't even know like how you'd make a rated R Godzilla movie because with monster gore, you can do that without it being rated R. The Gamera films show that. I think the only reason that a Godzilla movie would be rated R is if you showed like the human toll of the destruction and just seeing like the dead bodies and all the gore and everything. But that would be it. And I guess swearing, but that's superficial. Do I like that Michael Dougherty reused Godzilla's classic roar? Yeah, I thought that was great. It's the first sound you hear in the movie. And I actually prefer that to them reusing it in Shin Godzilla. That's one of my little pet peeves with Shin Godzilla is they don't remaster the roar; they just throw in the old ones. Same thing with the soundtrack. Like they just use a lot of the old soundtracks. I would prefer if they redid those tracks with like a modern orchestra. That'd be really awesome. Have I played Resident Evil 2 Remake? I have, but I haven't finished it.
Mothra. Monsters. Fight.
Thoughts on the Terminator franchise? Also a fan, although they haven't made good movies in like 20 years. First two are great. Third one is fun. Uh, Salvation is okay. It's not as bad as it could have been considering the director. And then Genesis isn't good, but it's also not as bad as people say it is. And then this new one just looks kind of dumb and unnecessary. Although apparently it's good. The early reviews are saying it's good, but you know. Seems like all movies are good when they with the first reviews. Remember King of the Monsters? The first reviews of that movie were like, "This movie's amazing, it's great," and everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna get like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes," and then the rest of the critics saw it and they were like, "Nah." Oh my god, Mothra does that every time. What was the monster in one of the old movies that was like a dog thingy? Are you talking about Godzilla movies? The only monster I could think of that's like a dog is Baragon. Or Anguirus. Mothra? Am I a cryptozoology fan? I don't follow it particularly, no. And to be honest, I don't think I think most of it, if not all of it, is nothing. Although I would love for there to be a Loch Ness monster. Dogzilla? I have that book. I read that as a kid. Because I was like, Dogzilla? That's like Godzilla. I want it. I don't believe in Bigfoot or Nessie. Although I'm certainly open to the possibility. In fact, I'm probably more open to the possibility now than I was when I was younger. So King Caesar is the monster you were thinking of, Amy Carter. So that would be in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Have I ever seen Space Amoeba? No, and I plan on watching it and reviewing it at some point. It's on the list. Do I think Destroyer will be in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah? No, because they don't have the rights to to Destroya. From what I understand, and this is based on Michael Dougherty's words himself, the rights to the monsters from Toho are very expensive, and so Warner Brothers did not, and Legendary did not pay for anything more than Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. So that's all we're getting until after Godzilla vs. Kong. Then maybe they'll get more, but the movie has to be financially successful for that to happen. Underrated monster I'd like to see in the Legendary Godzilla film. Anguirus, Manda. Yeah, I'll go with those two. Do I think Behemoth will play a big role in the next film? Probably not, but maybe. Opinions on Scylla, Methuselah, and Behemoth? Scylla is my favorite out of the three. But that's because it looks like Cthulhu, and I love Cthulhu. Kumanga combined with Cthulhu. Behemoth's cool. Methuselah, I don't think we see enough. I don't really have an opinion about that. It just kind of looks like a big lizard thing. I think I'm gonna do one more playthrough, guys, and then I'll probably call it a night. But I do plan on playing other Godzilla games more often, so this will not be like, it's not like this will be the last night and then another couple months before I stream again. Let's go with Megaguirus.
Greetings, pathetic Earthlings. I am Morticia, Queen of the
Clash of the Titans old versus new. You know, I actually like the new one. I mean, I like the old one too. I watched that one also, but I think the new one is kind of just dumb fun. And I like anything Greek mythology. It's like we never get any movies based on that, so I'll take what I can get, even if it's silly. And Liam Neeson plays Zeus, so. Let me consume your essence. I forget how to do that. Oh, I remember now. Have I ever played War of the Monsters? You know, I think I vaguely remember playing it when I was a kid at like an arcade cabinet or something. I don't know. I might be wrong though. But I remember thinking it was cool. Give me your essence. Sequel to Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans. I remember thinking that one was not as good, but also fun. Who do I think is going to win in Godzilla vs. Kong? I mean, my instinct is to say Godzilla, but I don't know. Adam Wingard, the director, said that there will be a definitive winner, but I don't know. No, the kaiju version of Dracula is Gauss, because he's a giant bat. Drinks blood, at least in the old movie. Well, apparently there is a Godzilla vs. Kong game. It's like a casino chance game or something. Or I guess it's not a Godzilla vs. Kong game, it's just a monsterverse game. Play the Rampage game and review the movie. Have you read my schedule, Kaiju Saurus? Are you reading my mind?
Monsters, fight!
I poke you. My favorite Showa Godzilla look. Probably in the early 70s. So like Gigan. Don't like his look in Megalon that much. Oh. Mega Gears is different. I'll say that. Forget what's her rage attack. I think if I remember, she sends like a swarm of Mega Gyron at you. Yep.
Mega Curious is one. You win. Mega Curious versus Godzilla 90. Monsters fight.
And it disappeared. Kind of regretting playing as her. Those very limited attacks. What are you doing? Pick the building up. Whoa! Forgot she could do that.
KO. Mega Curious is one. You win.
Oh, jeez.
Get ready to crumble.
With Meg. Oh. Jet Jaguar. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, every time. This is a terrible monster to be doing this mini game with. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I don't have enough. Oh my god. I'll see you guys later.